of vegetables to add to make it diabetic friendly, which types of vegetables would you avoid using?
Well, you know, really anything that you think would taste good in a chili, vegetables are an unlimited sort of quantity and sort of a big check mark for diabetics.
Okay,
They
so-
can eat as many vegetables as they like.
Okay, so load up like potatoes and things like that. I know have
Well,
been more on the.
good question. Now, I don't normally put potatoes in chili. For diabetics especially, I would stay away from the white potatoes.
Right.
But you know what? The sweet potatoes, although it seems counterintuitive, sweet potatoes are lower, much lower on the glycemic index. And you can Google that and look that up. Potatoes, regular white potatoes, Amy, are actually very high on the glycemic index, almost as bad as white bread. But sweet potatoes, not so
Right.
much. So, you know, if you're adding carrots in the chili and you want to make it a little fancier, by all means, you can add sweet potatoes to the chili. So I'm going to still add another couple of tablespoons of water. That was probably about a tablespoon there. So far, I've probably added in less than half a cup of water total from the beginning. Now, I started with that quarter cup, but I lost some to evaporation, and so we're just sort of making that up here. And can you pass me a fork? I'm just going to see how this is doing. Usually takes, 10 minutes or so. And look at that. Wow, the fork went through the carrot, which means we're good to add our beans. So, and the reason being, these are canned beans that we were using. This is the Whole Foods 365 Organics brand. So I've got one can of kidney beans, one can of black beans, and a can of chickpeas. Now, you know what? You can, if you really, really like chickpeas, you can use all chickpeas, or all kidney beans, or all black beans. But I like the variety of the textures and the color, and I like mixing it all up. So I've got one of each. Now, it's tough to make a little bit of chili. It really is.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these ingredients that just add up. But the cool thing is, it freezes really well. So if you make a big pot and it's not Super Bowl weekend and you're not having all your friends over, then you know what? Pack some in those individual containers and put it in your freezer, and it's instant lunch. Now, you may remember from our last cooking demo that we all like it really hot and spicy here. And of course, chili isn't chili unless it's like fire hot. So we're loading it up with these dried chili pepper flakes. I've got more than a teaspoon, but less than 2 teaspoons. So probably about a teaspoon and a half of my dried chili pepper flakes. You can use any kind of heat you like. You can use Tabasco. I've used Tabasco in this chili before. But today I'm sticking with the chili pepper flakes because they really do impart a really great flavor. And you know, this recipe is really quick and easy, especially if you're using the canned organic beans. So now the beans are already cooked, so they don't need a lot of time. And the vegetables are looking really good. Okay, but I am gonna add my twist of pepper in here now, black pepper. And the fresher, the better. You can use your pre-ground stuff, but if it's been sitting in your spice rack for a while, chances are it's lost its punch. But if you use a pepper mill, you're getting that pepper punch. Okay, so as this cooks, you'll see the vegetables are all starting to look really good. I've already tested the carrots. When you can easily poke that fork in through the carrots, you can add the tomatoes in. And you're going to use that full can, so 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I'm going to just turn the heat down. I started out with high heat because I wanted that water really hot to be able to do that sauteing. But now that the vegetables are cooked and we're adding the tomatoes in, you want to turn the heat right down so you can just let this simmer for a while, and that way it doesn't splatter all over the place. And of course, the finishing ingredient is lime juice. This, again, in addition to the vitamin C from the tomatoes, we're getting vitamin C from the lime juice. The ingredients work together not only to taste good, but they're all serving a nutritional purpose too. And we've got fiber galore in this recipe. And we're adding the garlic at the end, so we get that big garlic punch. And that's it. You want to let this probably simmer for about 10-15 minutes to let all the flavors combine. So join us next time for another heart-healthy recipe from the Toronto Vegetarian Association. This is Amy Symington and Nimisha Raja signing off.